Reserve Bank of India has now issued new guidelines, and this is for debt restructuring of micro and SMEs, which are small and medium enterprises. These new rules make it easier for lenders to restructure bad loans of the MSME sector. The ratings agency, which is the ICRA, has now estimated that up to 10,000 crores of loans to small businesses that could be restructured. So this will be a one-time restructuring scheme for loans which are less than 25 crores. And the issue of relief for the stressed MSME sector. One of the flashpoints that has remained here between the former RBI Governor Urjit Patel and the centre. Now the RBI seems to have given in to the government's demand by issuing these rules that will ease the pressure on small businesses. Our correspondent Avni getting us further inputs here on this, to what effect, in fact, to what extent this is going to be implemented immediately on ground for that immediate relief.
Right, Sahir, absolutely. Now, this is a notification that was issued just recently by the Reserve Bank of India, and this is going to be implemented very quickly, and this is going to provide a lot of relief for the MSME sector. Like you pointed out, about 10,000 crore worth of bad debts will be extended. In fact, they won't be written as bad loans by the bankers and the lenders, and MSMEs is already a stressed sector, so this will ease the pressure as far as they are concerned. Now, this has been one of the biggest flashpoints between former RBI Governor Urjit Patel and the centre. The centre had been pushing for this kind of relief to be given to the MSME sector, but Urjit Patel was reluctant to go ahead with this. Now, of course, the RBI seems to have given in to the government's demand. So essentially, what this means is that this will be only a one-time restructuring, and this will be applicable only for loans of less than 25 crores. Sir?
All right, Avni, but very quickly, what were the circumstances under which Urjit Patel, the former RBI governor, was refusing to go ahead with it? What has changed today that it has become easier perhaps for the RBI to give in to that demand?
Right. So, Sahir, this entire scheme of restructuring of bad loans is something that has been used in the past by private sectors. It's something that has been used and has been misused also often. So even for just to deal with bad loans, and that sort of puts additional stress as far as the banks are concerned. The government's argument here was that this is MSME sector as an important part of the economy. They need our help, and they need this relief to be provided to them. But the RBI's response at that time was that this can be easily misused and it will set a bad precedent. But now, of course, that has been, now, of course, we've seen that the RBI has given in to the government's way of thinking on this.
Avni, please stay on with us. We would require further inputs from you in the other report here that's come in as well. This is on fresh investments by companies across public as well as private sectors that have plunged to the lowest levels since 2004. So this is based on data that has come in from the Centre for Monitoring Indian Economy, which shows that announcements of new projects in the month of December 2018 in that quarter was less than half of what was announced in the previous quarter. This even as the number of stalled projects that has remained on the rise, nearing record levels. So the latest numbers now indicate that investment cycle in India is unlikely to witness a turnaround anytime soon. Avni, with those inputs, Avni, it seems like a grim time ahead for the market here.
Well, Sahir, that's exactly what it seems like. The outlook for the new year, in fact, looking grim at this point with this data that's coming in. So just to put it in perspective, this is now a 14-year low, and in the October to December period, with projects worth only about 1 lakh crore that were launched in the period against 4 lakh crores that was launched in the beginning of the year. Now, even if one were to say that quarter by quarter, it could be quite volatile and may not be the best way to read this data, the fact is that the Centre for Monitoring Indian Economy has clearly said that the decline in this decline began 3.5 years ago. And if I can just read out one sentence from what CMIE says, that a steady fall is visible over the last 3 years. New investments shot up for a couple of quarters soon after the Modi government was formed at the centre. But that enthusiasm was short-lived and a decline set in soon after. So clearly pointing out that this is not something that's happened now. There has been a steady decline in fresh investments. There's been a steady increase as far as stalled projects are concerned.